Hello and welcome to this session. This is Professor Farhat. In this session, we will dive a little bit more into how to determine the price for a product. So we would look at the general pricing approaches, and we're going to have three of them: the cost-based, value-based, and competition-based pricing. In this session, we will focus specifically on the cost-based. Now, in the prior session, we looked at, generally speaking, what factors affect pricing. In this session, we're going to dive a little bit more into the figures, the numbers. How do we come up with that $7.99 price? So we have three approaches: cost, and in cost, we are going to start with the product cost, then add a profit margin. In this session, we would look at specifically cost plus, then we would look at the markup on cost, markup on sales. We would look at the break even and target profit. In the next sessions, we would look at the value-based and the competition base. Let's go ahead and dive into the cost-based approaches. Before we proceed any further, I have a public announcement about my company, farhatlectures.com.
My AI turns any lecture into a complete study system. You can create summary table, formulas, and example from each lecture. Flashcard builds from the lesson itself. A quiz build on the lesson, and as a bonus, convert any lecture into a portable short audio on the go, so it helps you with the retention. No noise, no generic responses, just clarity based on that specific lecture. Don't just watch, interact, test yourself, and retain the material using Farhat AI. Now go to farhatlectures.com now and see how the AI can help you understand, practice, and retain the material.
So in the cost-based approaches, we have three methods we are going to discuss: 1, 2, and 3. And within the markup, you're going to see we have markup on cost or markup on selling price. Starting with the cost plus pricing. And the easy thing about cost plus pricing, the term itself, give it up. Cost plus pricing. So you take your cost, plus you add a profit, and once you take the cost plus the profit, you will get your total price. So it's real easy. So if your cost is $15 and you want to make a $5 profit, 15 plus 10, your price is $20. So the company determines its cost, then adds a fixed dollar amount of profit to arrive to the price. Now, who uses this method? This method, cost plus pricing, you will see it often in government contract, in some government contract. Let's think about companies like Lockheed Martin and Boeing. They contract with the government for defensive work. So often those contracts are written as cost plus, where the contractor like Boeing or Lockheed Martins are reimbursed for their cost, then they got paid a fee on top of that, which is their profit. And the reason they do this, the reason the government does this type of contract, is because when you're manufacturing a brand new fighter jet, you really don't know what's the final cost up front, because as you build in it, you're going to have to rework things, you're going to have to tweak things. Therefore, they would say, we're going to look at cost, then add a profit. So you cover the cost and you add the profit. It's simple and transparent. But for other businesses, for example, a department store cannot do that. They cannot calculate a fixed dollar profit for every single pair of socks that they sell. For that reason, retailers switch to percentages. And this is where the math gets clever and it gets scaled. Take a look now at the markup pricing. And under markup pricing, we have two methods. A markup can be taken as a percentage of cost, or a markup can be as a percentage of selling price. The base changes the result. So let's take a look at the formula first. Markup on cost. So how you determine the price if you are doing a markup at cost? The price will be the cost times 1 plus the markup. The easiest thing I can give you an analogy for markup on cost to remember. Think if you put money in the bank. If you put money in the bank, let's assume you put $1,000 in the bank and you are going to earn 6%. So you will get $1,060. So that's your price. So markup on cost, you'll take your cost and you inflate your cost by that markup percentage. So 1,000 times 1.06. whatever that percentage is, 1.15, whatever that markup is. Markup on selling price is a little bit different. Markup on selling price, you will take the cost and you will divide the cost by 1 minus the markup percentage. So let's assume your cost is for a particular item is $20. That's your cost, and you want to make a 30% profit minus 1.3. So it will be $20 divided by 0.7, and let's do the math. So if we take $20 divided by 0.7, that's going to give you approximately $28.57. So what are we saying here? So the price, you price your item at $28.57. What you are saying is this: of the selling price of $28.57, what you are saying, my cost is 20 and my profit is $8.57. Now if you want to do the math a little bit further, if you take 20 divided by 28.57, that the $20, the cost represents 70%, and 8.57 divided by 28.57 represent approximately 30%. So what we meant to say is we are making 30% markup on cost. So on the selling price, we're making 30% on the selling price. So the price is part of it cost, part of it the markup. And that's what you do. You will take the cost divided by 1 minus the markup to find out the gross to the selling price. Then that selling price is broken down into two components. So let's take a look at how this works in the real world. Let's assume you're selling sunglasses through a markup on cost. And $30 is the price, is the cost, not the price, the cost for those sunglasses. You purchase them from the supplier for $30. That's your cost. Let's assume your markup is 40%. So if your markup on cost is 40%, you will take $30 times 1 plus 0.4 equal to $42. Now the other way you can do it, you can take $30 times 40%, give you $12. You will take 30 plus 12 will give you 42. Basically the same thing. The reason is you have the 1 plus 0.4. The 1 is to keep the $30 in the computation. So this way you don't have to go through two steps. So this is the markup on cost, 40%. If the company is saying my markup is on the selling, what they would do, you will take the $30 divided by 1 minus 0.4, which is $30 divided by 0.6. You would sell it for $50. So of that $50, what we're saying, $30 is cost, $20 is profit. Now the $20 profit, it means 20 divided by 50 equal to 40%. 30 divided by 50 equal to 60%. So 40% profit, 60% cost. So remember, they give you, although the markup 40%, if you said it's a markup on cost, it's different. It gives you a different result than the markup on selling price. So they give you two different figures. And why the methods matter. So let's assume you are selling the product price is $50 and the cost for the product is $40. So if we say, if I told you only this much, we're selling something for 50 and the cost is 40. So 50 minus 40, we are making a $10 profit. Now this $10 profit, we can work it backward. If we look at it from a markup on cost, from a markup on cost perspective, markup on cost to go from 40 to 50, if we're using the markup on cost, what's going to happen, we're going to have to take the 40 times 1 plus some x to give us 50. And that x, 40 times that, if we solve for x, will give us 25% to come up to 50. On the other hand, markup, if we said this $10 and a markup on selling, 10 divided by 50 is 20%. So because the selling price exceeds the cost, the same markup is smaller share is 20%. A retailer can advertise a lower markup just by quoting it on the selling price. So they're making the same profit, but if they said it's a markup on selling price, the percentage is lower. So they look as if they are not charging more than what they should. That's basically what it is. Now, cost-based pricing, the third method is break-even and target. The third method in cost-based pricing is break-even and target profit pricing. Here, what we are doing is we're working backward from a goal. We pick a price that covers every cost at a planned sales volume, then add the profit you want. So let's assume we're manufacturing sunglasses and we have a fixed cost of 200,000. We have a variable cost of 20, and we plan to produce and sell 10,000 units. First, we need to find out what is our break-even point. What's our break-even point? Our break-even point, we have to cover our variable cost, which is $20, and we have to cover our fixed cost per unit. We are spending 200,000. We're going to spread that over 10,000 units, so that gives us another $20 of fixed cost per unit, variable cost plus fixed cost. So if we sell this at $40, we don't make zero profit. We'll make zero profit. We break even. Now we know our break-even point. Now let's assume we want to make a $50,000 profit. Okay, if we want to make $50,000 profit and we're selling 10,000 units, it means we need to make a $5 profit per unit. $5 profit per unit. Well, if the fixed cost is if the break-even is 40, we need to add $5 and sell 45. We sell each unit for $45 times 10,000 units. At the end, we'll make a profit of 50,000. So this is how we work with the break-even and target profit pricing. First, we find the break-even. Then we said, we want to make 50,000. We want to make a profit of 50,000. That's our target profit. We can add any target profit. Then we work backward. Then we'll add the additional profit to end up with that 50,000 profit. Let's take a look at this multiple choice question from farhatlectures.com. A retailer purchases a product for $60 and prices it using a markup on cost. The selling price is how much? 20% markup on cost. Remember what I told you about markup on cost. It's like you having money invested in the bank account. $60 times plus your markup on cost. $60 times 1.2 will give us $72. Therefore, markup on cost, $72. Now be careful if this was a markup on the selling price. The markup on the selling price, what you do is you'll take the cost divided by 1 minus 0.2, and here what you're doing is you take 60 divided by 0.8 will give us $75. So this is markup on selling. So the $75, $60 of it is cost, $15 of it is profit. Now if you take 15 divided by 75, you're going to get 20%. If you take 60 divided by 75, the cost is 80%. So what you do is you'll take your cost divided by the percentage of cost will give us 75. But here they're asking about markup on cost, not markup on selling price. Be careful. That's how they try to trick you on the exam day. Now, whether you are a CPA exam candidate, CMA, accounting, finance student, go to Farhat Lectures, look at additional resources where you can use the AI to explain the topic, explain the correct and incorrect answer, and give you a new MCQ to practice. The best investment you can make is invest in yourself, and God bless.